Hey everybody, welcome back to Happy Hour Live. Not so live this time, but we have Emily here with us for the first time.
Hi.
How do you feel being on the live today?
Intimidated.
You're gonna do great. Luckily, we're not live. This is pre-recorded, but we're still here for you like we are every Thursday. And we have a little jams and journaling happening today, which I'm really excited about. Today's World Mental Health Day. So, Emily as our ADHD master.
We can never say that again, ever.
I might use it a couple more times. But I consider her the ADHD master. I think I have a little bit of ADHD too, but I'm undiagnosed. So it's been nice talking to Emily and getting some perspective on that. So we'll be talking about mental health, grounding techniques, doing some journaling prompts. So I'm really excited to get into it. So
yeah, for sure. I'm really excited. Today we're talking about grounding techniques and how to regulate our nervous systems, things that are really, really important to me. Candace has so much knowledge in this area. She has given me a lot of knowledge in terms of things I can do for better breathing techniques and just how to be really in tune with my body and my mental health. So I'm really excited about that. But I would love for you to explain why grounding is so important to your mental health.
Okay, so for me, everybody's a little bit different, but for me, it's just that being in the present moment kind of takes you out of the future and takes you out of the past and just brings you into the present and really knowing that you can take action now to kind of improve your future. You can't do anything for the past at this moment, but you can continue to work in this present moment to be a better you, to have a better life. So I think it just gives you a moment to collect your thoughts, come within yourself, know that everything's okay at this present time, and just go from there.
Yeah, you've had quite a journey with, the learning that you've done in this area. How has that helped you in your life, like in real life and becoming the person that you are now?
Well, I'm kind of, if you know me outside of this Happy Hour Live and YouTube, I'm kind of like a chatterbox and a yapper.
Outside of, you're a chatterbox, not here. Outside
Even more. So I've taken a lot of energy and I also give out a lot of energy. And so coming within myself, like after those days where I'm just like around people a lot, people think I'm like a super extrovert and I am at some degree, but also when I get home, I'm like super drained and tired and it takes a lot out of me. So being able to come to these techniques to like regain my energy, to just give myself a moment to breathe and relax and just get my mind steady. It's really helped me with that.
Like, do you find that these things are most helpful for you? Like, are you kind of an evening person with finding your zen or do you tend to do things more in the morning?
So, it really depends on like the seasons. And honestly, I switch between both. Like, the other day I did a morning yoga routine that really like got me ready for the day and it felt amazing. Other times I just need to like wind down and just like bring some rest to my body, to my mind, and that's better for nighttime. Other times I need to pick me up throughout the day, like doing it at lunch and just giving myself a moment to come back to work with like a better mindset. So it just depends on like where you are and like how you're feeling throughout the day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a few questions for you. So I've been seeing your ADHD YouTube videos and you've been helping May out with the blogs with nervous system regulation. And I just want to know like kind of the challenges that you found with that and like what's the solutions that you found that have been helpful for you?
Yeah. I think for me, there are a lot of different factors that make things like nervous system regulation and grounding techniques really, really challenging. The first being that I just have a very busy life. So, I have 4 kids. I have this job, which I love, but it is a very busy job. And, I have 3 dogs, 2 cats, lot going on. And just finding the time is a really big challenge for me, because finding, even 30 minutes in a house like mine where it's quiet enough to ground is insane. Last time I tried to just sit and do any kind of yoga or meditation in my house, I had to stop every 5 minutes because I either had to holler at a child or they were hollering at me.
Dogs jumping on you.
Yeah, it's just, it's always chaos. So I think that's a really big challenge. And then it's always been really intimidating for me to look at things like that. Like, telling me I'm going to meditate for 30 minutes feels like, no, I'm not. That's what it feels like. Because I want to, but it was very hard for me to find techniques that actually could bring me into the moment without creating more stress, if that makes sense.
Totally.
I have a brain that's always moving and always thinking and, always has stuff going on. And it's very hard to quiet it down, especially for long periods of time. So for me, finding really like biteable pieces and little small things that I can do instead of trying to dedicate a large portion of time, that really changed it for me. What I've been doing in the morning as part of my morning pages is I have a very specific prompts and quick things, which I'll show everybody in a minute, that help me just get grounded in the morning, and it only takes like 5 minutes to do. Right. I do the same thing every day. I don't try to do a different journal prompt because I find that to be overwhelming for my brain to try to think of what to write, or I'll begin to stress about what to write, or I'll worry about what I wrote yesterday and like as if I'm being graded on what I'm writing. So I've had to find really easy things to do, and that has been incredibly helpful since I've broken it down and stopped putting so much pressure on myself to do it the way that everybody else does it, or that I think everybody else does it.
For sure. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that because a lot of our community they have children, they have a lot going on in their lives. So it's hard to like find those moments where you can just like sit down for 30 minutes. So I think it's really nice that we have both of us here, because I'm more of like a person that has like free time at the end of the day, whereas like you have things to do at the end of the day and like children to take care of. So I think it's like a great perspective from both ends on how to find moments to ground yourself if you have time or if you don't have time.
I agree. And, I'm definitely more of a morning person. At the end of the day, my brain is usually ruminating about everything that happened that day and probably a random conversation I had like 20 years ago. Like there's a lot of things in there, but
it happens for me too.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, man, I totally won that argument that happened 5 years ago, like in my brain.
For sure.
But like, that's not the time for me to deal with it at night. Like I have to really disassociate at night, and I'm doing something that engages my brain on that level is not helpful for me. So for me, it's a morning time. Morning is like my magical time. And I've had to carve out a pocket of time. That's another thing. It doesn't come naturally if you have a lot going on in your home. I've really had to find that little pocket of time, which is usually this sweet spot of when my husband is taking the children to school to drop them off, and I haven't started my full work day yet.
Yeah.
So it's like I have this little pocket of time and it's only 5 or 10 minutes, but taking that time, it sets up my nervous system for success for the whole day.
Right.
And so that's, I think when you're thinking about what techniques work for you, also thinking about what time of day are you doing this, and what are you looking to get out of it? Are you looking to have like that peaceful relaxation kind of release of whatever's gotten on you that day? Or are you looking for, this opportunity to kind of, settle your nervous system and get focused and set yourself up for the day?
Right.
So
for sure. And I've actually been doing morning pages too. I take a little bit of longer time. I try to do the full 3 pages as suggested in the artist way.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't get to that. Like sometimes I'm just like writing. I'm like, okay, it's time to stop.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
I don't do, by the way, if you guys haven't read Artist's Way, it's a great book. It's funny is like a lot of the team brought it up and I was like, oh my gosh, I read that in high school because it's been around for so long, but a lot of people on our team are discovering it right now. So it's a fantastic read, but it talks about morning pages. And it does talk about having, writing 3 pages. For me in the morning, that's not going to happen ever. That's not going to happen. So I don't set the expectation for myself to do it. For some people, it's a completely doable thing and it's a great thing. But for me, I had to find something that I could write in the morning that really just didn't require a fully functional brain, because I don't have that at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really either. So, I've had moments where I'm writing and I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I'm going to like a new wave of consciousness right now.
So just remember that these are all suggestions. Everything is optional. Sometimes I might write more than my typical format. If I'm feeling something in particular, I might add some things in, but don't put pressure on yourself. Like, decide what your minimum standard is. And it's okay if for me, it's literally like a half of a page. And if it's 3 pages for you, that's fine too. Totally. It's about what works for your life. So with that, I think we could probably just start getting into it.
Exactly. I was like, I'll let you show your way and I'll let her take the stage. I will come back in a little bit for some meditation and grounding techniques.
Yes,
so go ahead
absolutely.
And take it over, Emily.
All right. So while Candace goes and gets some things ready, I'm going to show you some of the quick things that I do. We can do them together. This is what I do in my morning routine to reset my nervous system, set myself up for success for the day. And this is something that anybody can do. This is a great kind of entry level thing to do. Or if you have a lot of trouble with focus, consistency, you find yourself just not really being able to hold to some of the longer grounding techniques that Candace is going to go over in a little bit, this is a great place for you to start. So I use this. This is an A5 Slim travel journal. You can use literally anything that works for you. You can use a different format. This is the task planner format. I'll show you why I use this for myself in a minute. You can also use a smaller one. For you, maybe this is something that you need to do like in the parking lot of your office right before you go in, or waiting in the car line. Whatever works for you. If you want a smaller one, get a smaller one. If you want to put this in your planner, go ahead and put this in your planner. For me, I have this, with another travel notebook that I use, and I keep it in my kitchen because I usually sit down at my table with my coffee in the morning and I take 5 minutes and I do this. So what I start out with is very simple. This is just one page I've done. Hopefully there's nothing too embarrassing on it because this is my real one. So I just say, today I'm grateful for, and then I move on to setting intentions. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. And I would note that you can always add things in as well. You can see this, I have stickers and things like that. So let me go to today. And the reason that I use the task planner for me is because my format, what I like to do is I like to have the date out here. Beyond that little line, I don't really know why it makes me so happy to have it there, but that's what I do. So, and I do it almost every day. I even do it on the weekends, which usually I never do anything like this on the weekends. So the fact that I can even do it on a weekend means that it's the right technique for me. So I put the date here, and then you just say, and I encourage you to do this with me if you have some paper with you. I don't have the best handwriting, I apologize. So today I'm grateful for, and I try to think of at least 3 things, but if I can think of more, I do. So I try to come up with 3 things at minimum. If I can come up with more, I do. I usually don't go more than 5, and I try to keep them short because for me, I'm not writing a novel. If you want to write things that are longer, more in depth, more beautiful and poetic, I encourage you to do so. Really just however the spirit moves you, just do that. So for me, what can I be grateful for today? I write my kids a lot because I do adore them. They'll tell you I yell at them a lot, but I actually really adore them. So it's all for love. I live in Florida, and the weather gets so hot, and we're finally getting some cooler weather, and I'm very excited about it. So grateful for it. It's so nice to be able to be outside. I'm gonna say my team here at Cloth and Paper, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on camera right now and they're all watching me. We just had a great outing. We've had a really just excellent time making content lately, and I'm just really grateful to work with people that I actually like to be around, because I can't say that that's always been a thing. I'm gonna say Pearl's energy. For those of you that don't know, Pearl is my Pomeranian. She is about 8 months old. She's the sweetest little puppy, and she has so much energy. And I've noticed that it has made me more active and really caused me to go on more walks and do more things. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful for what she brings to my life. Lastly, my ability to travel. I love traveling. I'm planning a trip with the fam right now, and I am just so grateful to have the ability to do that and to have the time to do that. It's one of my very favorite things. So you can see I kept mine really simple, just really simple bullet points. This is how I do it because it feels doable for me. If you want to write more, do full sentences, obviously do that. And then next, I set my intentions for the day. And the same thing, I try to keep them really attainable, really focused. Sometimes they're bigger goals, sometimes they're smaller goals, but I try to keep the writing really short. I write, today I will. Because I feel like if I write today I want to, or I'd like to try, or something like that, it doesn't feel as confirmed in my mind. So today I will. And again, this can be a lot of different things. One thing I'm working on is breathing, which Candace is going to talk a lot about, your just breath work in general. That's something that I find that I'm really bad at. So breath work is something that I'm going to do today. I'm going to do it throughout the day. I even have a little app to remind me to breathe. And that's something that's really important to my day today. So this is a book that I have been putting off finishing, mostly because I just don't want the book to end. I don't know if anybody else has books where you intentionally delay finishing it because you know there's not another book right now and you don't want to finish it. But I told myself I'm going to read those last couple of chapters, so that's on my list today. Do things that focus on myself. So one thing that I'll set my intention to do is do one thing that makes me happy. Because I spend a lot of time doing things that makes my kids happy or my husband happy or work happy or whatever. So I want to do one thing that makes me happy. And I try to be careful in this section because I don't want it to turn into a to-do list. That's a separate thing that we're making. I don't want it to be, today I'm going to finish writing that email, because that's a to-do. And I don't want this to be a to-do list. I want this to be intentions that are really focused on my health and my wellness and, the things that I really want to attract into my life. So I'm just going to leave it at 3. A lot of times I actually write a few more, but I'm just going to leave it at 3. And then what I like to do is take a couple of minutes and just look at these things and really think about them. I tend to spend more on the intention portion than the gratitude portion, which I probably should spend more on both. But I really like to close my eyes. I like to think about and visualize these things that I want to do today, these things that I'm looking to do. And I try to kind of imagine myself accomplishing these things. I think that's a way that you can really bring yourself in line with your intentions for the day. And again, I just spent a couple minutes doing this. You can do that more in depth and more intensely, as Candace will talk about in a few minutes. But for me, it's just spending a couple minutes committing to myself that I'm going to do these things. And then you can do a couple of different things. So at this point, you can stop if you're out of time. Sometimes I do more. Sometimes I want to do a little more of the in-depth breath work. Sometimes I want to write something. I actually have like these little stickers that I've made. These are just quotes that I really, really like. And I decided to just turn them into some stickers that I keep nearby, because sometimes I do like to stick them, in here, and just something encouraging to read and see. I think whatever we repeat to ourselves, like, we tell our mind what's true, we tell our mind what to believe. So, your mind's gonna believe what you tell it. So I try to tell it really positive things, set those intentions, and that has helped me a lot in the mornings. Just taking 5 minutes, if it's all you've got, just take 5 minutes and take a moment to be grateful and take a moment to set an intention, even if it's just one of each. If you do those two things, you're really setting yourself up for success and to have good focus throughout the day. So that's my portion. I'm going to turn it over to Candace to talk about some deeper techniques for grounding, affirmations, breath work, how to decompress and, just really, really go deeper when you're ready.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. Thank you to Emily for letting us know a couple of ways to journal and to get things down on paper and start our day. And now we're going to go over some techniques to just ground yourself and to come to yourself within the day. You can use these techniques in the morning, at night, at lunch, whenever you need them. So the first one is going to be grounding through our breath. So this is important because once we're moving in a flow of our breath and really paying attention to our breath, we realize that we are focused on that very thing, just breathing, and not focusing on the million thoughts that we have throughout the day. It really helps you to center yourself and just come back into a calm state. So we will be doing that first. So if you can just get comfortable in your seat, if you're able to sit on the floor, even better. Just wherever you are is perfect though. And we'll go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Relax our shoulders and close our eyes. So we'll begin to just acknowledge our breath, how it is, and not judge our breath, just acknowledging how it flows on its own, whether it's kind of shaky, whether it's smooth, whether it's long or short, just acknowledging how your breath is flowing without any changes. And then we'll begin to bring a count to our breath. So this helps us to focus on our breath even more. So we're going to begin to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing that breath, inhaling for 4, exhaling for 4. Doing that a few more times. And while we're here, we're just taking our surroundings, still with our eyes closed. Noticing what you hear around you, whether it's just the AC or you have a lot of noise surrounding you, just taking that in as you breathe. Noticing any sensations on your skin, whether that's the cold or warm air, any sunlight. Noticing any smells around you. And And we'll close off with one more deep inhale. And exhale. And slowly open the eyes. How do you guys feel? Comment down below. And we'll do a journaling prompt to go along with this. So let me go ahead and pull it up for you guys. Give me 1 second. So we took a breath, we noticed how we felt and took in our surroundings as we were breathing. And the question is, how does bringing attention to your senses shift your state of mind? How does bringing your attention to your senses shift your state of mind? And we'll go ahead and journal on that for a few moments before we move on to our next grounding technique. Okay, so we're back. I hope that you enjoyed that journaling moment. So I just answered very short and sweet. It says, it helps me bring awareness to the present moment and take note of what's around me. So just simply that it just brings me into the moment that is right now, right here, right now, and helps me just take in my surroundings and just be at peace with that. So if you want to put your answers down in the comments, feel free. And we will move on to our next grounding technique, which is affirmations. So affirmations are a great way to repeat things to yourself until you believe them. It's kind of like the fake it till you make it way of thinking. Just like, even if you are saying affirmations that are true to you at this very moment, it reminds you of who you are. It also can be things that you want to become. So it can remind you of who you would like to be too. And the more that we say these things to ourselves, the more that we repeat them to ourselves, the more likely they are to become a part of who we are. So we will do these grounding affirmations once again with our eyes closed, sitting up nice and tall. So finding that position again. We'll close our eyes and bring that deep breath back into rhythm. You can still do that count of 4, but don't feel pressure to count it this time. Just try to slow down the breath again. Breathing in and out. And we'll start with the first affirmation. And that will be, I am smart. I am smart. Just slowly repeating that in your head. Noticing any emotions that come up when you say that affirmation and not judging them. Just noticing them and allowing them to float by like clouds in the sky. Not holding on to that emotion. Just repeating the affirmation, I am smart. Our next affirmation will be, I am creative. I am creative. Taking a moment to repeat that to yourself. Notice if you're trying to counter that in any way, just taking note, noticing if you're accepting of that phrase, not judging yourself, just noticing how you feel when you say, I am creative. Saying it one more time as you deeply inhale and exhale. Great. The last one we'll be saying is, I am loved. I am loved. Taking a moment to sit with that affirmation, repeating it to yourself. Noticing anything that's coming up as you say it, good or bad, without judgment. And still just repeating the phrase to yourself. I am loved. Taking one more deep inhale and exhale, repeating that phrase. And slowly opening your eyes. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So affirmations, once again, are a great way to acknowledge who you are and who you want to be. So we will do a journaling prompt on that as well. Let me go ahead and pull it out for you guys. So the next prompt is list 3 affirmations or grounding phrases that you can repeat when negative thoughts surface. Example, I am safe, I am capable, I can take this one step at a time. So thinking about the affirmations that you need in your daily life, everybody is different. Everybody needs a little bit of different phrases that can help them throughout their day. So think about those phrases for you and go ahead and write them down. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that moment of journaling. I will just share what I wrote as my 3 affirmations. Feel free to write yours down below, and it might help somebody else to come up with some affirmations for themselves. The ones that I wrote are, I am a creator, I am a good person, and I am achieving my goals daily. So those are my 3 affirmations. Like I said, feel free to comment down below which ones you ended up choosing and writing for yourself. And I hope this grounding technique type of workshop was helpful for all of you guys. Let us know what stood out to you the most in the comments. Was it the quick type of grounding routines that Emily went over, or did you resonate more with taking a breath and taking a moment to slow down? Just let us know in the comments what you plan to use in your daily grounding techniques. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this version of our live today. And we will see you next week, next Thursday at 3 p.m. Bye, you guys.